Hello and welcome back to World Talks on TVP World with me, Ashim Kumar. Well, to analyse the implications of this seeming impasse between big tech and the press, and also to talk a little bit about the US presidential elections, we're joined by Aleksandra Karasińska. She's a journalist with Forbes Women Poland. Aleksandra, welcome to TVP World and thank you very much for taking the time.
Lovely to be here.
Thank you. So I want to start with this breaking news that J.D. Vance is now on the ticket with former President Trump. What do you make of that choice?
I would say it's a very interesting choice. First of all, Vance is a very young senator from Ohio, and he used to be a critic of former President Trump. As I recall, he once called him an idiot in social media. So it's an interesting choice, but also I understand the political strategy behind this.
What is it?
I think that he is a very popular figure in the Republican Party. He's young, he's from Ohio. In 2016, he published a very popular book, Hillbilly Elegy, and he described his career, his life, as a young, very poor. He comes from very modest background, poor family in the Rust Belt in Ohio. And this actually, the story he impersonate, a story that really resonates with Trump's electorate.
Right.
So the problems, the struggle of white Americans, especially in this poorer area of Rust Belt in the middle of America. So he's very vocal. He's good looking, which is of course also an important factor in the campaign. And also he would be this energetic, young, strong person. He used to serve. He made his career through Marine Corps. He used to be a soldier. Then he graduated law school. Became he worked in the financial sector. So he has a very outstanding career as a person who got out from the really poor background and make his career. And he, unfortunately, and I have to stress this, especially to the European audience, he is a supporter of this isolationist politics. Right. So he is, during the last votes, whether Congress should gain grant another package for Ukraine, he was opposed to this. So
yes,
this is important.
I want to come on to that actually, because Viktor Orban, as I'm sure you know, has recently announced that should Trump win, he would impose peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. Now, do you see any indication by Vance's VP position that is what will happen, that is what Trump will do, and what do you think Vance's influence on that is going to be?
I think it's too early to call what kind of influence Vance would have on the future possible international affairs and the policy of United States if Trump will have the administration. But definitely what I would like to stress is that his point of view and his actions in the Congress, the way he voted, kind of put us into the path of thinking that he actually might not support the Ukrainian cause, right, in the way that we see it in Poland.
Okay, so in other words, in the way things look to you at the moment, peace talks may well be imposed.
They might be imposed, but of course, we have to consider what will happen in a few months in the war, in the front, or in the what would be the outlook of the campaign. But yes, definitely, this is something that might happen and would put Ukraine and also European allies in a very uncomfortable situation.
Indeed, indeed it would. But as you say, things change almost on a daily basis. I'd like to go back now actually to the main topic of our conversation, and that is the seeming impasse between big tech and the press, and it's all to do with the use of content. There seems to be a disparity in terms of resources available. Yes, the big tech companies seem to have
enormous,
endless amounts of resource. So what is it that you would like to see the government do? What are the demands that the press corps is actually asking?
Well, first of all, I have to tell that I am not objective here. I'm a journalist, I'm a part of the media business, so we are part of this discussion,
right,
of the struggle. But the way I see this is that the whole situation, the crisis right now we are having with the bill of intellectual right bill is a part actually of the bigger strategy, bigger policy of European Union to fight with monopoly and ensure that the European market is a free market. Because the big tech, as we call them, which is the big companies like Google or Facebook or Twitter or you name it, are, as you mentioned, held enormous power, economical power. And around the globe, there are questions raised. Should politicians really be afraid or should think about this amount of power in the hands of a single company or a few companies? So what is the discussion here is that big tech, these big companies, they are using the product of our work. They are using content, text, video, audio, you name it, and also not only journalists but also other creators like directors or actors, etc., musicians, and they make money on that. So the story for the last, I would say, decade is how to make this bargain fair, how to price this work and content, the intellectual rights, and how big tech should pay.
Right.
And for the last decade, the big tech really tried to lobby against this. So they gave this narration and the story that they are just a provider. They are not the media. So right now, European Union changed this narrative. We have the bill, and the Poland, I have to stress, is the last country that have not yet implemented the law. So we are really, really looking forward to do it. So
yes, as you say, the European Union's, it's called the Digital Single Market Directive, a mouthful if ever there was one. What would that require of the tech companies?
Well, the tech companies would have to, first of all, share their data about the users and how much content they provide, how much content they take from the media, for example, or the artists. And also, they would have to pay the first share during the negotiation. And this is the tricky part, because we, the media, the smaller company, in comparison, we are afraid that the big tech would really try to make those negotiations so long that there will be no end to it. That's why Polish media approach legislation and politicians to establish some kind of intermediary. So the institution, a public institution that would bring together media and the platforms and enable this process of negotiation to really be fair,
right,
and actually that would happen at the end of the day.
So a level playing field, basically.
Yes, and right. This is the story right now. What I would like to say, also add maybe
very quickly though, please.
Yeah, that this is not only about media and platforms.
Right.
It's about democracy, and I know it's a big word, but also, we are talking about the market that we share the information.
Absolutely, and freedom of speech as well. Lots of topics. Unfortunately, well, we don't have time today to do it, but do come back soon. Well, that's all from us on this episode of World Talks. Thank you very much, Aleksandra, for joining us. But don't go away, as always, lots more coming up. Goodbye for now.